In the year 1513, a man who had lost everything sat alone in exile. His name was Niccolò Machiavelli. He had no power, no position, no protection. He had been tortured, humiliated, and thrown out by the very system he once served. When he wrote his observations about human nature, it wasn't from a place of ambition. It was from a place of brutal clarity. What he wrote disturbed people so deeply that his work was condemned, banned, and his name turned into an insult for centuries. Not because he lied, but because he told the truth people desperately wanted to deny. Machiavelli wasn't writing about kings and politics alone. He was describing human psychology itself, the same psychology that operates today in friendships, relationships, families, workplaces, and society. The same forces that decide who stays with you, who leaves you, and who turns against you when circumstances change. Once you understand what he observed, you stop being shocked by betrayal. You stop being confused by disappearing loyalty. You stop expecting people to behave better than their nature allows. One of Machiavelli's most uncomfortable observations was simple. People appear loyal when it costs them nothing. When danger, loss, or inconvenience arrives, loyalty evaporates. As long as success is distant, people offer support, praise, and promises. But when sacrifice becomes real, most people retreat. This isn't cruelty, it's self-interest. And self-interest is the default operating system of human behavior. Most people resist this idea immediately. They say it's too negative, too cynical. They believe their relationships are different, their people are different. Machiavelli predicted this resistance. He understood that humans protect comforting illusions more fiercely than they protect truth. We want to believe loyalty is unconditional. We want to believe love survives all circumstances. We want to believe people stand by character alone, but real life keeps contradicting these beliefs. Think honestly about your own experiences. The friend who vanished when your life became complicated, the partner whose affection faded when you struggled, the family member who only appears when they need something, the colleague who smiled while quietly undermining you. These are not rare events. They are patterns. And patterns don't come from coincidence. They come from human nature. Machiavelli understood that relationships don't survive on emotion alone. They survive on exchange. Every relationship, whether romantic, social, professional, or familial, is maintained because both sides receive something they value. It could be emotional support, stability, status, resources, validation, companionship, or opportunity. The form changes, but the exchange never disappears. When the exchange becomes one-sided, the relationship weakens. When it stops completely, the relationship ends. This doesn't mean love is fake. It means love is conditional. Attachment continues as long as needs are met on both sides. When those needs are no longer fulfilled, people don't become villains. They simply follow their nature. Understanding this truth doesn't make you heartless. It makes you prepared. Another core insight Machiavelli observed was how humans treat boundaries. People don't respect words. They respect consequences. Boundaries that aren't enforced become invitations. When someone disrespects your time, your effort, or your dignity and nothing happens, they learn that behavior is acceptable. Not because they are evil, but because humans naturally push toward maximum benefit with minimum cost. This is why overly forgiving people often receive the worst treatment. By tolerating disrespect without consequence, they teach others that boundaries don't exist. On the other hand, people who enforce limits, who walk away, who withdraw access when disrespected, are treated with consistency and caution. Respect doesn't come from being liked. It comes from being taken seriously. Machiavelli famously wrote that it is safer to be respected than loved when you cannot have both. This statement is often misunderstood. He wasn't promoting fear through cruelty. He was explaining stability. Love depends on emotion, mood, and benefit. Respect depends on predictable consequences. People may stop loving you when it becomes inconvenient. They rarely stop respecting boundaries that carry a cost. Another uncomfortable truth is about availability. Complete accessibility destroys value. When someone becomes endlessly available, fully transparent, and entirely merged into another person's life, they lose individuality. What was once chosen becomes taken for granted. What was once desired becomes expected. Mystery disappears, independence fades, and attraction weakens. This applies to romantic relationships, friendships, and even professional life. People who always say yes are rarely valued. People whose time is scarce are treated carefully. Independence creates gravity. Dependence creates disposability. Machiavelli understood that power comes from not needing constant approval or validation. The deeper lesson here isn't manipulation, it's alignment. When you understand how human nature works, you stop building relationships on fantasy. You stop expecting unconditional loyalty from conditional creatures. You stop sacrificing yourself hoping others will magically change. Instead, you build relationships where mutual benefit, respect, and boundaries exist naturally. This awareness transforms your behavior. You audit your relationships honestly. You ask what you give and what you receive. You notice where exchanges are unbalanced. You stop over-investing where there is no reciprocity. You stop negotiating your dignity to preserve connections that only survive at your expense. You also stop trying to be liked by everyone. You focus on being respectable. You maintain your independence. You keep your standards visible and enforced. People who benefit from exploiting you leave. People who value strength, clarity, and mutual respect stay. Either outcome is a win. Some will say this worldview kills genuine connection. In reality, it does the opposite. It removes illusion and leaves only what is real. The relationships that survive honesty are stronger than those built on denial. The loyalty that remains after self-interest is acknowledged is the only loyalty worth trusting. Machiavelli died poor and exiled, condemned by people who practiced everything he described while pretending to be virtuous. His name became a warning. But his observations survived for centuries because reality doesn't care about comfort. Human nature hasn't changed. Only the costumes have. People are self-interested. Loyalty is conditional. Respect is earned through boundaries. Attraction survives through independence. These are not moral judgments. They are patterns. You can ignore them and keep getting hurt. Or you can understand them and stop being surprised. The Stoics taught the same lesson centuries later. Wisdom is not about wishing the world were better. It is about seeing the world clearly and acting accordingly. When you understand human nature, you stop being a victim of it. And if this way of thinking resonates with you, if you want clarity instead of comforting lies, strength instead of dependency, and respect instead of constant disappointment, then this channel is for you. Subscribe to Stoic Philosophy. Here, we don't sell illusions. We teach resilience, self-mastery, and truth, even when it's uncomfortable. Because only those who see reality clearly are truly free.